Hello, this is just a practice. This is a practice to help us get fluid, kind of a greatest hits scenario. Well, maybe not. Anyway, just start by shaking. I love to start by shaking or just moving somehow. So if shaking doesn't float your boat today, just do some sort of movement that's fun for you that can instill a sense of yay. So even if you have to go yay as you're shaking or giggle to get that synovial fluid going, wrists, elbows, I'm into my shoulders now. I'm also bobbing my knees and ankles. You can take those arms out to the side when you want to. And this is, I love this idea of, this is a Qigong move, but it's also just a great move. And one thing I like about it is I can flick things off, like water off a duck's back. It's like, yeah, let it go, let it go. So coming out through my endpoints, just feeling all, whatever, there's a pain point, a judgment, some sort of thing that's bugging you. Just if you want to just change your mood, kind of get into your shaking thing, take it over to the side. This can be your own version of whatever. Make sure everything that can possibly jiggle on you is jiggling. This is not the time to hold it together. This is the time to shake it free. Get free. Freer than you were before. Whatever that is. Take it back out. Woo! Make some sound if you want to, because I think sound really helps. First of all, it lets us know, it reminds our being that we're here now. I'm here, and I'm taking up space, and that's okay. So take up your space, hear your sound of your own voice, make whatever sounds you want to make, anything you want. Now take your own improv with your shaking. You don't have to do what I'm doing. This is what just feels good to me today, but I'm really allowing myself to get fluid into my joints, actually feeling some now fluid connection all the way from my ankles, through my legs, hips, spine, head, arms, fingers. Usually get it slower, smaller, and then just take side to side swings here. And then jiggle side to side, shake it that way. And then more of these. And then just bring it to a close. Take a moment and feel. Let's go ahead and take one of these not weight-bearing sun salutes just to feel everything flow together. Inhale up, exhale, soften, sink to chair. Inhale back up, exhale, float the arms back behind you, open the collarbones. Inhale up, exhale, cascade forward. Release the arms down, come back up to chair. Inhale, exhale, soften, shoulders sink, hips. Inhale up, and exhale down. We'll do two more. If you have a different sun salute that you would like to do instead, please do it. Inhale, float the arms up. Really greeting the sun inside of you. Exhale, soften shoulders, sink hips. Greeting the light inside of you. Inhale up. Exhale, float the arms down, clasp hands. Inhale, open the collarbones. Exhale, cascade forward. Release the arms down. Inhale up to chair. Exhale, soften shoulders, sink hips. Of course, if you're doing a different sun salute, you're not doing this one. So don't follow the instructions, and exhale, float arms down. Really feel yourself basking in the light outside of you coming in to remind yourself of that light inside. And if you feel that light inside, allow that light to shine. So you're having your internal light meet the external light. Inhale, float arms up. The joining of these lights, exhale, soften shoulders, sink hips. Inhale up. Exhale, float arms down, clasp hands behind. Inhale, open collarbones. Exhale, cascade forward. Release the arms down. Inhale up to chair. Exhale, soften shoulders, sink hips. Inhale all the way up, and then float the arms down. Take a moment. Some very small shoulder rolls, just thinking about your arm bones in your shoulder socket. So not the whole fleshy thing like in your shoulder blades, just little ones for your humerus, that little arm bone. And in the other direction, it's almost like I'm just rotating my humerus, my upper arm bone, just that bone. We'll get to the, and then go ahead and take it more into the shoulder blade fleshiness, moving the shoulder blades on and off the rib cage and reverse. Float one arm up and then let it press back behind you, opening up that collarbone region again. You can take it into a smallish twist here, not huge, just as much as it feels like it wants to connect, but don't force a big twist. Now both arms up and then float them back. Feel that wideness across the shoulder blades, soften the shoulder blades. One more. Good. Come into, let's do a little bit of Uddiyana Bandha, moving into Agnisara. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. Repeat a few more times. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. Take one more. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. Draw the abdomen up. Now take a little bit of belly flapping to sort of loosen everything up in this digestive region, because we're going to dig in a little bit deeper today. Inhale. Exhale all the air out. And now just going to let your belly go out and in, flap it back and forth. It's got to be soft. I'm not breathing there. Okay, take another round. You can do it as fast or slow as you want to. I like sort of a medium tempo. Exhale, flap it back and forth just to get the tension. Release the tension around your abdomen, around your third chakra, around your second chakra, around your organs. Just release that tension that we hold, that we can hold. Couple more rounds if you want. And then release. Let's come to standing. Yeah, I think that's enough. If you want to pause the recording and do some Agnisara here per other instruction, please go right ahead. But we're going to move on today. Let's have a block nearby. On our backs. This practice is going to be short, sweet, just to get everything flowing, help your digestive fire, also help you feel that connection with your fluid self, feel connected with that light that you are, with the light that we have the ability, or that we have the opportunity or the invitation to bask in, whether it's cloudy, whether it's bright out, whether it's nighttime. No matter what's happening in the world around you, there is a light there. And the brighter our light is inside, the more we can connect to whatever that light is. Okay, so this is where we don't fear the darkness, don't fear our perceived lack of light. We welcome it all. So, knees into the chest as we move from side to side, really feeling those pairs of opposites, so side and side. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower your knees over to the left, head to the right, and inhale back to center. This is to unwind the spine, and then other direction. Go ahead, whichever tempos works for you. The idea is we're unwinding that central channel. loosening up attachments that keep us rigid. I'm not saying we don't benefit from a container. I'm not saying we have to be floppy and spineless. The spine's good. I mentioned, it's just, am I rigid? Do I have a stick up my proverbial ass? Or my actual one? Can I find that soft sense of verticality, that soft sense of myself, that part of me that welcomes what is, that says yes, so I can acknowledge, digest, learn, move on. Just a few more of these dynamic twists. As my spine begins to soften, I hope yours is too. If yours is already soft, you're doing whatever variations you'd like, of course. Then hug knees into the chest, wiggling back and forth a little bit. Maybe a little rock and roll along this. Doesn't have to be big. I'm just doing little ones right now. You can go bigger here. You want to do that rolling. Make sure your spine is nice and round. Or you can go back to the little ones as I was demonstrating before. If you're doing the bigger ones, you can come up and balance. If you want to make it even bigger, you can come all the way up. Remember, you could just start with you could just do those little ones that I started at the beginning. And then, whichever version you're doing, come back. Take some little circles of your knees. Other direction. Cross your right leg over into figure four or through the whole pose. Now breathing deep into your spine, into those hips. And now if you'd like to work with breath ratio, let's breathe in for 6, exhale for 8. If that's too big, breathe in for 4, exhale for 6. But make your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. If you work with breath a lot and you'd like to make it even more dramatic, I guess. It's not really the word, but it's the one I can think of right now. You can do an inhale of like for example, 6 and exhale up to 12, or inhale 4, exhale up to 8. So it's a 1-to-2 ratio there. As you eliminate fear, the unwillingness that we carry, and the judgments that come from that unwillingness to acknowledge our pain. Or that pain that is either like a physical, mental, emotional pain, or it's a fear. I'm using pain as a big lump of a term here for icky feelings. And straighten the leg. You can use a strap here if you like. Same breath ratio. Leg out to the side, opening your inner thigh. You can also have that leg bent. I've got my right hand on my right heel here. With my left hand, I'm just gonna go ahead and gently stroke around my left hip bone, my belly, underneath my ribs, just to give my torso the stuff that's on top or that surrounds my spine, just to give my internal environment some acknowledgement here. Now I'm patting. And then release the leg down. Take a moment and feel. Just notice if your mood has changed, if there's a more sense of flow or freedom or something else. Your relationship to judgment. Take your other leg up for through the whole pose. As you have this breathing where your exhale is longer than your inhale, really allow whatever's bugging you to cool down. To clear. So you can feel, sense, see, experience, beckon your light, your essence. Allowing the breath, the steadiness to dissolve those veils of judgment. And if a realization comes around why that judgment was there, welcome it. It's information, it's knowledge. And that self-knowledge is power. For the more you know yourself, the more you know yourself. And for me, that impacts my whole relationship to my world. The more I know myself, the more clear I can be, the more clear I can express myself, the less judgmental I am, the more willing I am to acknowledge my own presence, but also the presence of others. If you're ready, you can straighten that leg. Use a strap if you like. Same breath ratio. And if you're ready, take that leg out to the side. Abdominal, abdomen acknowledgement. Release the leg down along the ground with the other leg. And take a moment to feel. When you're ready, roll over on to your other side. Sitting in Vajrasana for a little mayurasana lite. So we're going to take our fists and dig them into the guts, sort of kind of go dig in and up. So we're going to be going with this idea of soft belly. So this idea of soft belly to me really helps with the judgment thing. So if I'm gripping and holding here in my midsection or my chest, then in this whole area, then, or even my butt, it's like I'm holding on to something. And it usually, at some point, yes, it was what I needed because otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. But maybe in this moment, as I'm older, wiser, or just it wasn't that original moment, I maybe could release it. So softening the belly, digging your fists into the soft guts, dig them in and up. You might feel a little hardness in there. So inhale, and then exhale, soften the guts even more. If this is too challenging for your wrists, you can lay on a foam roller or a little ball. Each breath, you're softening, digging a little deeper with love. The intention of creating space and freedom and breath. More room for you to digest whatever it is that's been bugging you, or just your full life can be just something you need a little bit more digestive space to cut through the bloat of a very full life. Or the bloat of a huge to-do list or a ta-da list. When you check things off, you can go ta-da. Or maybe you had some emotional things. It felt like a lot to digest. This can help, I think. If you can stay there longer, great. If not, come on up. Hopefully, if you couldn't stay there longer, you came up before my cue. Take a moment. Curl the toes under, sit on the toes, stretching out the bottoms of the feet now. Arms over the head, reverse lock. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen tailbone down. Draw the abdomen up. Inhale, take your body over to the right, stretching through your left rib cage and your left lungs. Exhale, stay there. Inhale again. Exhale. Inhale, back up to the center. Exhale, lengthen the spine, that free channel. Draw the abdomen up after your exhale. Inhale, take the body over to the left. Exhale, so you're opening up your right rib cage, your right lungs, the liver. Inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, lengthen. Draw the abdomen up. Inhale, hands back behind you, open through the collarbones. And then come forward, gently tap the toes out. And let that tension drain out. Now take your block. You're gonna be laying on a block. So for some of you, this may be too big. The block can go anywhere up and down your back. So it kind of depends on where it feels comfortable for you. If the block is too intense, you can take a rolled up blanket. And make it however high or low works for you to put that underneath your spine. Things you want to have is definitely neck support. So I'll show you the blanket methodology. My bum goes right up to the edge of the blanket and I'm laying on the block. My head's kind of hanging off, but I've got enough blanket support under my neck so I don't feel vulnerable. And it feels okay. It feels comfortable, delicious. If that's too much, then you just put something else underneath your head. I'm just gonna lay there. And if you're using the block, and put it between the shoulder blades. If you do that, you may want, for some of you, definitely may want a cushion or a blanket underneath your head to give your neck some support, unless it feels good to have your neck all the way back. So that's one way. Take the block a little further down. Find your sweet spot. It should feel amazing. Feels pretty great for me today. You can also take it a little way further and even lift your sacrum up and put it on top of that block. They all get different areas of the spine and torso. So for you, where does it feel delicious? Do that one. If it doesn't feel amazing and delicious, email me. Let me help you walk you through it. Because this is something that is great to have in your wheelhouse. This is the one for me today. And then take that same breath ratio. Inhale 6, exhale 8, or up to 1 to 2 breathing. My arms are over my head because in this position, this is what feels great to me. That's not the right way, the wrong way. Put your arms, depending on where you've got the block too. Draining judgment, freeing yourself. When you're ready, I've just bent my knees and my feet are flat on the floor now to give me some support to roll off whatever block or blanket you were on. Super slowly, just remove the prop underneath you. Give yourself a moment in either constructive rest with the knees bent or shavasana. Just allow your being to bask. Are there places in your torso and your body where you feel more fluidity, more freedom, more flow, more light? Acknowledge those places. And also, if there are places that don't feel as content, acknowledge them as well and say, that's okay. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to listen. Just listen to the sound of your being. Not your words, the presence of your essence. Stay there as long as you like, listening to yourself. And when you are ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Release with fingers and toes. Take your luscious, embodying movements, rolling head side to side, eventually rolling onto one of your sides for a loose fetal position. And eventually pushing yourself up into a comfortable seated position for a moment of acknowledgement. Ta-da, as this is off now, the ta-da list. Take a moment and feel your soft torso, maybe sway the spine a little bit. Enjoy being in your being in yourself, in your body, in your life. Sometimes it can get a little overwhelming. We can get so full, so bloated with so much, so fast, physical, mental, emotional, etc. But we have space, we have time, we have each other. We have these practices. Thank you so much for sharing them with me. It's my honor and privilege. Namaste.